Hi YouTube, I'm Aaron from Azure Studios. In this video I'm going to be showing you why using a high pass filter is so important. First of all, I've just thrown this together really quickly. It's just a kick and a bass. I've added a synth and a hi-hat. For the time being I'm just going to look at the kick and the bass. First of all, I'm going to use high passing to tighten up the bass a little bit. I'd usually go quite a very steep slope for this, and basically just cutting everything below maybe between 20-30 hertz. So I'm going to slowly move it up. As you can hear there's a very drastic change in the sound. It goes from being, how I'd say, quite sloppy to tightening up quite nicely. And then with it on, and with the kick. Kind of tightens it up quite nicely. From here I've got a synth that I've added. Just a really simple line. I'm going to add a Pro Q2. I'm just going to have a listen to how it sounds with no EQ along with the kick and the bass. As you can see, there's quite a lot of build-up of sound down the low end, which we don't really need for the synth. On the master I've put another Q2. I'm going to low pass it about, say about 200 for now. Just so you can hear the low end. You can hear the synth coming through, and what you can hear from the synth isn't exactly what we want to be hearing from the synth. This is all clashing with the kick and the bass, so we can get rid of that and tighten up the low end by high passing. I'm going to go not too steep of a slope to start off with. Obviously if I bring it right up here, you can hear the synth's gone completely because of the low pass we've got on the master. Now we don't really want any of that low rumble you can hear from the synth. So for now I'm going to cut it about there. Let's switch the Q off on the master. It's quite hard to hear, but you can tell that without the EQ, I'll just switch that EQ point off. And then back on. It frees up a lot more space in the lower frequencies for the kick and the bass. What we can also do is low pass the bass a little bit, just to free up a little bit more room for the top end of the synth. Now I quite like that mid-sounding twang that the bass has got, so I'm going to try and keep that, but I don't need a lot of this high end. So I'm going to keep it about there. Then I'm going to move on to the open hi-hat. I've chosen this hi-hat specifically because it's got quite a lot of mid. We open up the Pro Q2, you can see there's quite a lot of build up in the frequency areas, the mid areas and the lows. Not much in the lows, but still it needs cleaning up. So I'm gonna pull this up. I don't want to bring it up too far because I feel like it makes it sound a bit more unnatural if you take too much of the frequency out. But we just want to clean it up. So maybe even just using a 6 dB on octave. I'll put it back up to 12. I don't want to squash the sound too much. I just want to clean up the mids. It is really hard to tell, and with high frequencies I find it's a lot harder to tell where you've got clashes than it is with the low end. The low end is very obvious because you've got a lot of ugly low end rumble. The high end it can be a lot harder to tell. I feel like it does just clean it up that little bit. What I can do then is go back to the synth and take a high shelf. So I'm not cutting the highs, but I'm just going to roll off a little bit to leave some room for the hi-hat. Because the synth sound is quite a mid sounding. Obviously, if you've got a synth that's quite high in the frequency spectrum, then you may not want to do this as harshly as I'm going to do it. But for this synth sound in particular, I'm wanting it to sound quite mid-range. As you can see, it leaves quite a nice space for the hi-hat to come through. Sounding much nicer than it did when we had no EQ whatsoever. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.